Right, cooking time. 1 pan, and we'll be heating this pan to high, and we'll be making sure that this will let us use all the chicken legs we have. Yep. There we go, chicken legs, as well as the marinade that we prepared earlier. Well, in terms of preparing, not much to be done. Pad Thai sauce, sesame oil, and some water, and that's it. So all we really want to do is make sure that we go from this golden, delicious looking, well, perhaps not the most delicious looking, but a golden fried chicken leg to a nice dark brown Pad Thai sauce chicken leg. Starting to heat up nicely. Chicken legs escaping left and right. Put them all in and then douse them in our fantastic marinade. Make sure we have some suction going on, because this is going to be quite noisy as well as quite fragrant, and we don't want to stink up the entire house, no matter how much it smells of delicious food. And do note that we're starting off with chicken legs that are quite yellowish, golden. Once we're done, they're going to be quite brown, dark, and mostly the colour that our Pad Thai sauce had. Anytime you see any kind of bubbling going on like this, where it's very clear that the liquid's starting to boil, it's a good time to start mixing our chicken with the liquid and make sure that everything's nicely coated. There, it looks pretty good. Make sure that the chicken's nice and level, that way all broth and marinade makes it into the chicken leg. As before, the problem with chicken leg is that, of course, there isn't really all that much flavour, and so what we need to do is make sure that all the flavour that we get from the chicken leg is pretty much imparted during this stage. We're simmering right now. Effectively, we're trying to put as much flavour into the leg as we can, and then once we're done with this step, we'll be putting it into a slow cooking crock pot for about probably 3 hours to make sure that we get the rest of the flavour into the chicken leg. If you have any experience with the kitchen, this is no different from tossing anything vegetable or meat related with any kind of sauce or coating. It's mostly just shuffle along the pan and make sure that all the flavor get caught into what it is you're trying to get caught. That doesn't actually make sense. Make sure that everything you're trying to get caught is caught by the thing you want to catch it. There we go, that makes a lot more sense. The problem here, of course, is that you will inevitably dry out what it is you're trying to get caught into, in this particular case, the chicken leg. So don't hesitate to add a bit of water every now and then, because the important part is getting the flavor into the chicken leg. If we can't get the flavor in there, then this is a lost exercise, really. So a bit of water, get it back up to a boiling point, make sure that it can draw into the chicken leg, or at the very least onto the chicken leg, and then the crock pot will take care of the rest. Now, as we can see, the sauce is turning quite dark and quite thick. Try and draw it across. It's actually, I don't know if you can see that along the pan, but the sauce itself draws up quite nicely, which means that we're almost done with this quick simmering step to make sure that the chicken itself is coated in enough of the sauce for us to start doing the crock pot treatment. Which means it's time to turn off the heat and just for presentation purposes really redistribute the chicken to make sure that it looks quite lovely. There we go. This is what will now be crock potting, and the trick is that this is going to need quite a bit of time to turn from a rather unpalatable tough chicken texture into a soft, almost gelatinous kind of flavor-packed deliciousness.